Tonight, BEC-TV brings you Jefferson High School boys swimming. I'm Jeff Lee, ready to bring you Jaguars' opening dual meet of the season against the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights. Your Jefferson Jaguars, led by head coach Nate Linscheid, coming off a 4-1 dual meet season last year, including an 87-83 victory over these Red Knights. The Jags will be led by two of their seniors, Gavin Meyer, Ethan Clare, a sophomore, Aiden Shermack, and a return from an injury-plagued 2019-20 season last year in Preston Lee. Our first event is in the water. This is the junior varsity portion of the 200 medley relay. Two relays in this first relay. This is backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and freestyle. 2 lengths of each stroke in that order. The Jaguars will be in lanes 1 through 4 tonight, which is at the top of your screen. Lanes 5 through 8 will be Benilde. In the water, Mason Hobbs in lane number 3. He's got the early lead for the Jefferson A relay. Aiden Moody diving in for the breaststroke leg. Following him, Miles Bassett will be the breaststroke leg in Jefferson's second relay. 8 individual events here this evening, 3 relays. This is our first of 3 relays here tonight. We'll have a junior varsity heat followed by a varsity heat throughout the evening's contest. Butterfly coming up next. That's Sam Olson, 7th grader, diving in. And Hunter Willett, a senior, in lane number 4. Coming up in the varsity portion of this 200 medley, Jefferson will have 2 relays, and 1 in 3 and 1 in lane 4. Benilde will have 3 relays, lanes 5 through 7. Anchor leg about to dive in here for the Jaguars. Lucas Backus diving in for Jefferson in lane number 3. Ben Patton in lane number 4. Backus, a sophomore, will bring home the first place for Jefferson. Scoring goes 8 points for first, 4 for second, and 2 for third for relays, as Backus finishes in lane number 3. And Patton in lane number 4, and that will conclude our first heat of the 200 medley relay. Varsity coming up next for the Jaguars in the middle of the pool in lane number 4 is going to be Preston Lee diving on, or getting in for backstroke. Colin Hester will be in lane number 3 for the Jaguars. For Benilde in lane number 5, Liam Noble. In lane number 6, Lucas Hanel. And in lane number 7, Parker Roos. Benilde coming off a year last year where they went 8-2. However, one of those 2 losses was to these Jaguars. Of course, Benilde is in Section 2A, Jefferson in Section 2AA. And they will compete at 2 different state meets. Liam Noble with the early lead. Benilde's top swimmer. Was a state finalist last year in 2 events. In the breaststroke leg, Samuel Haddad. Ethan Clare for Jefferson is in second. Top of the screen is Klaus Robinson from the Jaguars. Battling for third with Benilde's Joey Sandhoffner. Right now it's all Benilde. Ryan Long will dive in for the butterfly leg for Benilde. Aiden Shermack diving in for the Jaguars. Third place right now as Sandhoffner is pulled away from Robinson, and Ben Dixon now in the water for Benilde. Ian Rash in for the Jaguars' second relay. But Benilde's number one relay running away with this is Sebastian Ritter now dives in for the anchor leg. The Jaguars counter with their captain, Gavin Meyer. The race is tightening up for third place right now as both relays are neck and neck. As Jaden Sealing dives in, as Benilde touches with a time of 1:46.22. Jefferson coming in with a time of 1:49.31. Jefferson looking like they're going to end up in fourth as Benilde touches in for third place in lane number 6. Jaden Sealing finishing up for the Jaguars, so Benilde will take first and third. They'll win this event 10-4 to start out this evening's contest. Benilde coached by Ryan Mix. Like I said, they were 8-2 last year. They took 11th place at the Class A championships last year. They were led by Liam Noble, who placed 6th and 8th, respectively, in the 50 free and the 100 backstroke at the Class A state meet last year. You saw him lead off that 200 medley relay. We'll see more of him here tonight. Next event is in the water, though. This is the junior varsity 200-yard freestyle. We've got two Benilde swimmers, no Jefferson swimmers here in this heat. Mitchell Thuringer and Maxwell Freytag in the water in lanes 5 and 6, respectively. Right now, Freytag with the early lead here in this 200 freestyle. 200, 8 lengths of the pool. The individual events here this evening will be scored 6 points for first, 4 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, and 1 point for fifth. Can't score more than 3 swimmers in each individual event. This Benilde team has 3 other section finalists backing up Liam Noble. Casey Prinville, Samuel Haddad, who broke the Benilde's 100 breaststroke team record last year, and Ryan Long. We saw most of them in that medley relay that just won on the varsity side. Maxwell Freytag stretching his lead here in the JV 200 free. As it will be this winter season, no fans in the stands except for maybe a few parents. But tonight, we are happy here at BEC-TV to bring this home to the families and fans of this Jefferson High School swim team. Sit back and enjoy some boys high school swimming here tonight. Maxwell Freytag looking to finish up this 200-yard freestyle. And we're back. No technical difficulties here at Olson Middle School, but we are in the middle of this 200-yard freestyle event. Casey Prinville led this start to finish as he touches for Benilde. Second place right now coming into the wall, Eddie Holohan from Benilde. Third place right now is a battle. Two Jaguars battling with Engeldinger Ludwig with Lucas Hanel from Benilde. And it looks like Engeldinger will take third. Fourth place, oh, it's tight. He did. 2:19.20 for Adam Engeldinger in third place. Benilde will take fourth, so they'll take first, second, and fourth. So Benilde will win the event 12-4, which will put their lead up to 22-8 after the medley. Once again, they won the medley first and third in the medley relay. And this was our first individual event, the 200 freestyle. Benilde taking first, second, and fourth. Jefferson taking third and fifth. Third place going to Adam Engeldinger. So Benilde with a commanding 22-8 lead off the first two events here this evening. The third event will be the 200 individual medley. This is two lengths of the pool of butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle in that order. We will have a junior varsity heat. We got three Jaguars behind the blocks for this event. Sam Olson in lane number 4, Klaus Robinson in lane 3, and at the top of your screen, Miles Bassett. Benilde will counter with Parker Ruse in lane number 5. Benilde coming back, very strong team this year. As I mentioned earlier, they took 11th at the Class A state championships. Jefferson took 27th last year in the Double A meet, thanks to a third place finish out of Sam Wallace. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are back here. This is the finish of the 200 individual medley. This is the varsity 200 individual medley. Samuel Haddad will win the event. Ethan Clare for Jefferson coming in second. Third place going to Benilde. That's Benjamin Dixon. Fourth place, a distant four, but Ian Rash with a great back half, especially his freestyle leg, overcame Lucas Backus, and he's going to come in fourth. Backus will be fifth. So Jefferson taking second, fourth, and fifth. First and third going to Benilde. They'll win the event 9-7 with the first and third place finish. That'll put the score at Benilde 31, Jefferson 15 as we move to the sprint event, and that is the 50 freestyle. This is 2 lengths of the pool. We got a junior varsity heat first, 2 Jefferson Jaguars in lane number 4, Ben Patton and Hunter Willett. Willett will be in lane 3, Patton will be in lane 4. Benilde will have 4 swimmers in lane 5. Patrick Mohober, Calvin Johnson in lane 6, Isaac Stelzer in lane 7, and Gabriel Lucas in lane 8. Once again, lane 1 is at the top of your screen. Lane 8 at the bottom of your screen. Jefferson will be primarily at the top of your screen throughout the evening. And they're off. 50 freestyle, 2 lengths of the pool. Right now, Hunter Willett trying to compete with the Red Knights, Johnson and Stelzer in lane 6 and 7. Johnson looks like he's going to take this. Calvin Johnson with the finish. Second place will go to lane 7, Isaac Stelzer. Hunter Willett from Jefferson will take third. Fourth place going to Jefferson also, and Ben Patton in the middle of the pool. As we move to the varsity portion of the 50 freestyle, for the Jaguars in lane number 4 is Aiden Shermack. Lane number 3, Preston Lee. And in lane number 2, Gavin Meyer. For Benilde, we'll have Ryan Long in lane number 5. Sebastian Ritter in lane 6, Michael McCormick in lane 7, and Riley Clark in lane 8 at the bottom of the screen. Meyer, Lee, and Shermack, top to bottom for the Jaguars. Off the start, Preston Lee battling for first. Shermack now breaking even with him, but first place right now is in the middle of the pool. That's Ryan Long from Benilde. Shermack trying to close gap, but he's a good body length back. Preston will be about a half a body length back of Aiden Shermack. They'll take second and third. Jefferson will also take fourth place for Gavin Meyer at the top of the screen. Great swim by Gavin. Second, third, and fourth, so Jefferson will win the event 9-7. Even though Benilde wins, they take first and fifth. That'll give them 7 points. So Jefferson winning 9-7 in that event. Trying to close the gap here a little bit. As the score will be after the 50, 38-24. Unofficially, as we go through this, Jefferson trying to climb back. Good depth in that 50 freestyle to win the event 9-7. We have no diving portion tonight, as the diving was done at Oak Grove Middle School earlier this evening. So there will be about a 10-minute break here for the swimmers to get into the water as we have reached the halfway point of this swimming dual meet here at Olson Middle School. Jefferson and Benilde St. Margaret. Right now, Benilde with a 14-point lead. We'll bring you the second half of this high school boys swimming dual meet in a short time. You are watching BEC-TV. Stay tuned for more exciting high school swimming. Jeff Lee on BEC-TV, and we're bringing you Jefferson High School boys swimming. And we've got a dual meet here right now, and Jefferson has their hands full coming into the second half with this Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights. 4 swimmers from Benilde have really taken control of this meet in the first half, led by Liam Noble. We mentioned that earlier. He was a 6th and 8th place finisher at the Class A state meet last year in the 50 freestyle and the 100 backstroke. We saw him earlier in the meet. And we're going to see him later. The other 3 have really done their part also. The other leaders of this team, Ryan Long, Samuel Haddad, and Casey Prinville, have all put a little signature on this first half of the meet. Jaguars so far, Aiden Shermack, a second place finish in the 50 freestyle. Ethan Clare, a second place finish in the 200 individual medley. That has been your leaders thus far here for the Jaguars. There was no diving. Jefferson with no divers this year, so there's no diving tonight. So the score remains going into the second half of this meet, 38-24 in favor of the Red Knights. Our first event going into the second half will be the 100 butterfly. There will not be a junior varsity heat. We'll be going straight into the varsity heat. 3 Jaguars in this. Aiden Shermack in the middle of the pool in lane number 4. Jaden Sealing in lane number 3, and Sam Olson in lane number 2. Benilde will counter with their big gun, Liam Noble, in lane number 5. Benjamin Dixon in lane number 6. Eddie Hollahan in lane number 7. And Michael McCormick at the bottom of the screen in lane number 8. Race to watch is going to be in the middle of the pool, Noble and Shermack. Jaden Sealing trying to stick his nose into a third place race with Ben Dixon right now, but the 2 leaders pulling away from the field, Noble and Shermack. Noble looking to be a double winner here tonight. He was on that 200 medley relay that led off the night for Benilde, and he is going to win this 100 butterfly as he pulls away from Shermack. Third place right now, still a battle between Dixon and Sealing, as Noble will touch with a time of 56.25. Shermack will touch with a time of 1 minute .70. Third place now going, it looks like it's going to be Dixon here at the finish, and it is. Sealing will take 4th for Jefferson. So Jefferson with a second place finish and a 4th place finish with Jaden Sealing, which will give the event to Benilde, as Benilde will win the event 10-6. That will extend their lead to 18 points as they will now go into the 100 freestyle with a 48-30 edge. Junior varsity 100 freestyle now. The Jaguars will have Adam Engeldinger in lane number 4 in the middle of the screen, and Ian Rejda in lane number 3 just above him. For Benilde, Isaac Stelzer in lane 5, Patrick Mohaber in lane 6, and Gabriel Lucas in lane 7. Two Jaguars in the water. Engeldinger in lane 4 takes the early lead. Stelzer, Engeldinger, and Rejda, your early leaders. As a good turn by Adam on that turn, and he's extended his lead. Ian Rejda his teammate trying to stay close with him at the top of the screen, but they're both pulling away. Halfway point of the 100 freestyle, as here comes Ian Rejda as he's trying to close the gap on Engeldinger, his teammate. Third place now, a distant third in Isaac Stelzer from Benilde. Last leg, who wants it? And Engeldinger, a good turn again against his teammate Rejda. Might be just enough real estate for him to finish first here. As he comes in with a good, strong finish, Engeldinger will be your winner of the JV 100 freestyle. Ian Rejda will be second. Stelzer will be third for Benilde. Next up will be our varsity portion of the 100 freestyle. For the Jaguars, we'll have Preston Lee in the middle in lane number 4, Gavin Meyer in lane number 3, Colin Hester in 2, and Mason Hobbs in lane number 1. For the Red Knights, in lane 5, Ryan Long. 6, Maxwell Freitag, Charles Scheidemann, and Calvin Johnson will round out the field. Actually, Charles Scheidemann will not be participating, so lane 7 will be open. And they're swimming. Long and Lee in the middle of the pool. What a great story for Preston Lee. He's been away from swimming for over a year because of shoulder injuries, and this is his first meet back in over a year. Big step for him. He's been swimming nonstop year-round since he's been 7 years old, so this has been the longest time he's been away from competing. And to see him here tonight racing is fantastic. Ryan Long is going to walk away with this for Benilde, but Jefferson looking to take second, third, and fourth as Preston Lee will touch second. Third will go to Meyer, and then Hester will take fourth. So Jefferson will win the event 9-7. That will close Benilde's gap to 16 as they now have a 55-39 edge after the 100 freestyle. Next up will be the 500-yard freestyle. This is the distance event for high school swimming. There will be no junior varsity in this event, so we'll be moving straight to the varsity heat. 4 Jaguars in the pool from top to bottom. In lane 1, Ben Patton. In lane 2, Calvin Wen. In lane 3, Ian Rash. And in the middle of the pool, Ben Ludwig. For Benilde, in 5 will be Casey Prenville. Lane 6, Mason Rocala. And in lane number 7, Joey Sandhoffner. Ludwig and Rash for the Jaguars in lanes 3 and 4. Prinville and Rocala in 5 and 6. Sandhoffner also an early jump here for Sandhoffner at the bottom of the screen. We'll see if he lasts. 20 lengths of the pool. Sit back and watch this. This is not necessarily whoever's winning in the first half of the race ends up winning it. But we'll see how this transpires. This is all about conditioning. It's about being able to finish those last 8 lengths of this event. Each of the swimmers will have counters at the end of their lane at the opposite end of the starting end to keep track of the number of lengths. When they're on the last length or going into the last length, they'll get their cards showing all orange, telling them the last length. At times during the race, you may see the counters shaking the cards or flipping them upside down. That's literally just the coaches sending messages out to them that they're off pace and they need to pick up their pace. Not what you want to see when you're swimming 20 lengths of the pool. Simply stated. Right now, it's all Casey Prinville as he has stretched out a lead on the whole field. Second and third, a battle between two Red Knights, Rokala and Sandhoffner. Fourth and fifth now, a battle between Rash and Lodwick. Lodwick about a half a body length back of Rash. As Prinville will reach the halfway point of his 500 freestyle here. Length number 10, as he has taken command of this event right from the start. He's got a good 1 length of the pool lead on second and third. Nobody's catching Casey here this evening. Rokala and Sandhoffner now flip at their halfway point. Rash now increasing his lead on fourth place. Ian Rash, only a freshman, part of the future of this team. Prinville for Benilde, a senior. Rokala, a junior, and Sandhoffner, a 8th grader. So we got the young and we got the experienced, all in this event. Really, the only close race right now is for second place as Sandhoffner and Rokala battle for second place. Both of them with 7 lengths to go here. Coming up next will be our second of 3 relays this evening, the 200 freestyle relay. That's our sprint relay of the evening. Everyone will swim a 50. We will have a JV heat. Bloomington Jefferson will be bringing in, it looks to be their 4 fastest freestylers into this 200 free relay. As Preston Lee, Gavin Meyer, Aiden Shermack, and Ethan Clare will be the 200 freestyle relay coming up here in a couple of heats. Prinville swimming by himself and has been right from the start. He's going to win this 500 freestyle wire to wire. As the bell length, meaning he's got 2 lengths to go, sounds here in Olson Middle School. Right now, Rokala with about a half a body length lead in second place for Benilde as they approach 3 lengths to go. Prinville now on his victory last length. Walking away, Casey Prinville will win the 500 freestyle for Benilde with a time of 5:36.35. Teammates still battling it out for second, but right now Rokala has stretched his lead to a body length and a half, and he's not going to look back with 1 length to go. Ian Rash pulled away for fourth. He's got a very comfortable lead in fourth for Jefferson. So our first sweep of an event here this evening, as Benilde will take first, second, and third in this 500 freestyle. Jefferson will round out it and take fourth and fifth with Rash and Ludwig. So Benilde will win this event 13-3, which will extend their lead now to 68-42 over the Jaguars, with 4 events left here this evening. As the Jaguar swimmers complete the 500 freestyle, we will have a junior varsity relay. It will be a Benilde relay. Jefferson will not have a junior varsity relay this evening. So 2 relays left on the docket. We've got the 200 freestyle relay coming up, and then the 400 freestyle relay we will conclude with tonight. And in between, we will have 2 individual events of the 100 backstroke and the 100 breaststroke. Interesting race coming up in the 100 breaststroke with Haddad from Benilde and Ethan Clare for Jefferson. Both swimmers in that, from that 101 to 103 range in the 100 breaststroke. Should be an interesting race going into that last individual event here this evening. Calvin Wynn finishes up his 500, and we move to the 200 freestyle relay. Two lengths of the pool. Two lengths of the pool for all 4 members of this relay. Coming up in the varsity portion, as I mentioned, the Jefferson A relay looks like it's loaded. In lane number 4, they will be in the middle of the screen. That'll be Preston Lee, Gavin Meyer, Aiden Shermack, and Ethan Clare will anchor that A relay. Benilde will counter with Sebastian Ritter, Samuel Haddad, Benjamin Dixon, and Casey Prinville. Casey just getting out of that 500 freestyle. Jefferson will have 2 other relays coming up in this 200 free varsity. Adam Engeldinger will be leading off in lane number 3, and Miles Bassett will be leading off in lane number 2. Benilde will have 1 other relay with Michael McCormick leading that relay off in lane number 6. Right now, Isaac Stelzer in the water for the Red Knights, a sophomore. As he finishes up, Mitchell Thuringer will dive in, another sophomore from Benilde, as they will conclude this 200 freestyle relay. And Benilde will close out this junior varsity 200 freestyle relay. And we move to the varsity portion. Now it's time for the Jefferson relay to try to get themselves climbed back into this meet. But we're down to 4 events, down 26 points. They need to make a move here if they're going to get themselves back into the meet. Lee and Ritter in the middle of the pool. Once again, Engeldinger in lane 3 and Bassett in lane number 2 for the Jags. Preston Lee leading things off, and he's doing exactly what needs to be done. Get a lead. Go at half body length as Preston starts to pull away a little bit. Gavin Meyer, the senior, will try to maintain that lead over Samuel Haddad. Gavin Meyer stretching the lead to a body length now, but right now the second relay for Benilde is as important as anything, as Maxwell Freitag pulling away from Jefferson's second relay of Hunter Willett. Halfway through as Aiden Shermack dives in, Ben Dixon dives in for Benilde. Jefferson's number 1 relay is doing what they need to as they've stretched their lead. They look like they're going to win this thing. But because Benilde's going to be able to at least limit the damage as they look like they're going to take second and third. Ethan Clare now anchoring things here for Jefferson. Casey Prinville for the Red Knights. Prinville closing in on Ethan Clare, but he's going to run out of real estate. As Clare will finish it and take first, Jefferson will win the event with a time of 1:40.75. Second and third will go to Benilde, and that's an extremely important third place, as that will limit the damage here for Benilde. Jefferson will win the event, but they will win it only 8-6. So that cuts into Benilde's lead, and so they'll now lead by 24 points at 74-50.
Event number 19, the boys 100-yard backstroke junior varsity heat.
100 backstroke is up next. This is the junior varsity heat, all Benilde. No Jaguars in this heat. So you have Mitchell Thuringer in lane 5, Parker Roos in lane 6, and Riley Clark at the bottom of the screen in lane number 7. Tall order for the Jaguars here tonight with this Benilde team. They've won 3 of the events here this evening, but the events they've given up, they've lost big. And they see a 24-point deficit going into the last 3 events, and wouldn't you know, coming up in the varsity 100 backstroke is Benilde's leader, Liam Noble, looking to be a 3-time winner here tonight. Mitchell Thuringer running away with this JV 100 backstroke. And he touches with a time of 1:12.44. Your winner of the JV 100 backs, Mitchell Thuringer from Benilde, sophomore. Parker Roos and Riley Clark will round out the JV portion. Varsity 100 backstroke for the Jaguars in lane 4 will be Colin Hester in the middle of the pool, Jaden Sealing in lane number 3, Lucas Backus in lane number 2, and Mason Hobbs at the top of the screen in lane number 1. For the Red Knights, as I mentioned, lane 5, their big dog, Liam Noble in lane number 5, Sebastian Ritter in lane number 6, and Lucas Hanel in lane number 7. Top to bottom, Hobbs, Backus, Sealing, and Hester for the Jags. The one to watch is lane 5. Liam Noble. Ritter now for Benilde, and Hester in 4 for the Jags are battling for second. Sealing and Backus trying to get themselves into this race at the halfway point. All Liam Noble here in the 100 backstroke. Hester now with a little bit of a lead on Ritter, and Sealing and Backus still not quite out of it as they go into the last length. Ritter and Hanel now sitting 3rd and 4th as Hester trying to pull away for second. First place is Noble with a 57.58. Backus with a great finish up at the top of the screen in lane number 2. Is he going to touch them out? And he does. A 3rd place finish. Great last 25 for Lucas Backus in lane number 2. So Jefferson taking 2nd and 3rd, which will give them 7 points. On the strength of that first place finish, Benilde will score 9 points. And that will put pretty much their lead insurmountable, as they are now up 83 to 57. Next up is the 100 breaststroke. We are straight into the varsity, so this is the race that we talked about. Lane number 4, Ethan Clare, Samuel Haddad in lane number 5. Rounding out the field for the Jaguars in lane 1, top of the screen, Miles Bassett, Aiden Moody in lane 2, and Klaus Robinson in lane 3. For Benilde, Haddad in lane 5, Rakala in 6, Sandhofer in lane number 7. Right now, it is Haddad at the halfway point. In fact, Sandhofer, also the 8th grader from Benilde, in second. We'll see if Ethan can come back here on the back half. Ethan Clare trying to close the gap here, at least on second place. Haddad has pretty much put this away. The battle is for second. And Benilde will take first and second. Ethan Clare will take third for Jefferson. Fourth will also go to Benilde as Mason Rakala will finish in lane 6, top of the screen. Miles Bassett in lane 1. Touching in lane 2 is Aiden Moody, and he'll round out the scoring with a 5th place finish. Just not enough horses here for the Jaguars here tonight. As they will lose that event 12-4, which will put Benilde up 95-61. Once again, this is unofficial. At some point, really after the 100 backstroke, Benilde could have called off the horses and not scored these last 2 events, just to make the score look a little bit more respectful. But unofficially, we have it at 95-61 as we go into our last event here this evening, the 400 freestyle relay. .400 freestyle relay. This is the junior varsity portion of the 400 free relay. Benilde with the only relay in lane number 5. That's Mitchell Thuringer leading things off. Jefferson will have 2 relays in the 400 freestyle relay coming up in the varsity. The number 1 relay will be Jaden Sealing leading things off. Colin Hester will be second. Mason Hobbs will be going third, and Ben Lodwick will be fourth. For the Jaguars in lane number 3, their second relay, Lucas Backus, will be leading things off. Ian Regdow in lane number 2, Adam Engeldinger in lane number 3, and Ian Rash in lane number 4. Excuse me. He'll be anchoring fourth, not in lane 4, in lane 3. Benilde will counter with, in lane 5, Ryan Long, Casey Prinville. They have Charles Scheidemann going third, but we have not seen Charles this evening swim his individual events. So we're not sure who that third leg is going to be right now. And anchoring it will be the swimmer here this evening, Liam Noble. Benilde reaches, this is their second leg of this 400 freestyle relay. Parker Ruse is in the water. Too many horses from Benilde here tonight for Jefferson. They've had some good performances, but the depth is just not comparable. When Benilde puts out their big 4, it's tough. You got to turn around and take second, third, and fourth in these events, and Jefferson just doesn't have that kind of depth. But what's really cool to see is an actual swim meet here this evening at Olson Middle School, and that these kids are back competing in the sport that they've chosen and for the most part love to do. So it's great to see that win, lose, or draw here this evening at Olson. Diving in for the Benilde, that's Gabriel Lucas, a 7th grader, the third leg of Benilde's 400 freestyle relay here. If I had to pick a swimmer of the meet here tonight, it's tough to say. But really, I think the swimmer of the meet here tonight has to be not simply just because of his placing here tonight or how fast he swam, but the fact that he is swimming and that he is back competing is Preston Lee. The junior has had a long way to get to a night like this, and to be back racing and to back competing is awesome to see. We saw some great performances out of Aiden Shermack and Ethan Clare, and I'm sure they're happy to see Preston back and racing with the team, as he has not put on that Jefferson cap since he was a freshman 2 years ago. Last leg of this junior varsity 400 freestyle relay is Riley Clark will dive in for the Red Knights. See no reason why these Red Knights don't move up in that Class A state meet from last year. They had 11th place finish last year, and their big guns are back, and they should be able to pop into that top 10 this year in the Class A meet, maybe even the top 5. Rounding out Benilde's second relay coming up in this 400 freestyle relay, Eddie Holohan will be leading things off. Lucas Hanel will be going second. Mason Rocala will be going third, and Maxwell Freetag will be anchoring. That's in lane 6. Jefferson's second relay, Backus, Rejda, Engeldinger, and Rash will be at the top of the screen. Riley Clark approaching his last length of the 400 freestyle relay. And that concludes the JV portion as Ryan Clark finishes things up, and we move to the last heat and the last event here this evening.
400-yard freestyle relay, varsity heat.
Once again, leading off for the Jaguars in the middle of the pool, Jaden Sealing, Lucas Backus at the top of the screen. Sealing taking an early lead here on this 400 freestyle relay. Nice launch strokes by Jaden. Backus now even for second. Sealing now stretching his lead now to over a body length on Ryan Long. Casey Prinville will be up next for the Red Knights. Colin Hester for the Jaguars. Third place, a battle between Backus and Holohan from Benilde. Right now, Benilde sitting second and third. Sealing tries to hold off, and it's got about a half a body length lead after the first leg. Prinville's been a star here tonight. We'll see if he can get Benilde's relay back in the lead. Great turn by Prinville on Hester as he almost came out breaking even with Colin. Hester flipping and Prinville flipping. They're coming out even with 2 lengths to go. Now Prinville starting to inch his way ahead. Hester trying to guard that lane line, trying to get some draft off of it. Prinville, 3 very solid turns on Colin, has put him about a half a body length ahead. Third leg. Mason Hobbs diving in for the Jaguars. Just not sure who this is for Benilde, if it is Charles Scheidemann, who we've not seen all night long. But now Benilde starting to take control of this 400 freestyle relay as they extended their lead now to about a 2 body length lead. Hobbs in the water and Engeldinger in the water for the Jaguars. Rakala at the bottom of the screen for Benilde sitting in third, but Engeldinger closing the gap. Liam Noble will be anchoring this Benilde relay. And there's nobody in this building right now that's going to catch him, especially with this lead. Ben Lodwick will have the job for Jefferson, trying to hold on to second as Maxwell Freitag will be diving in for Benilde as Benilde's second relay now has overcome Jefferson's first relay. Ian Rash diving in now for the Jaguars' second relay. As the last 4 lengths of this dual meet between Benilde and Jefferson is underway. Noble going into his last length for Benilde. They're going to take first and second here on this 400 freestyle relay as Maxwell Freitag has pulled away from the Jefferson relays as Noble touches with a time of 3:53.07. Freitag will touch also here with a time of just over 4 minutes at 4:05.9. And the 2 Jefferson relays will finish it up as Ludwig and Rash round out the 400 freestyle relay. So unofficially, Benilde will win the event 12-2, which would put the score at 107-63. But we could hear that this score ends up being officially a little bit closer if Benilde decided to swim exhibition here in these last two events. Too much of the top 4 and 5 swimmers from Benilde for Jefferson to handle here tonight. But it's really good to see racing and competition once again here at Olson Middle School. And as I mentioned earlier, the Jaguar swimmer of the meet is Preston Lee. It's good to see him back in the water and back racing. I'm Jeff Lee. You've been watching BEC-TV, and you've been watching the Jefferson High School boys swimming meet. Watch BEC-TV for more of the Jefferson boys swimming here this winter. Once again, unofficially, the final score here from Olson Middle School. Benilde St. Margaret at 107, and your Jefferson Jaguars with 63. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.